is Joy, and I'm at the Stantonsburg Library here in Stantonsburg, North Carolina, and today we're going to be having our Earth Day reading. Yay! Earth Day story time. Today is going to be fun because we're reading 2 books. We're going to be reading Fancy Nancy, Every Day is Earth Day, and it's Earth Day Tiny. So we'll start off today with our first book. It is Earth Day Tiny. And it is written by Carrie Meister and illustrated by Rich Davis. Guess what, Tiny? It's Earth Day. What can we do to help? My friend Soo Young told me there's an Earth Day fair at the park. Let's check it out. Good idea, Tiny. We may need the wagon. You never know. Earth Day is about taking care of our planet. We already recycle things like paper, glass, and plastic, and try not to waste water. We want to do more. What else can we do? Wait, Tiny, where are you going? That's garbage, Tiny. Yuck. Let's throw it in a trash can. Do you see one? Well, we can't just leave it on the ground. That's littering. We'll just put it in the wagon for now. Maybe there will be a trash can up ahead. Tiny, where are you going now? Oh, you found more garbage. Good boy. Do you see a trash can now? I don't see one either. Woof! Good idea, Tiny. Let's clean up all the garbage we see on our way to the park. Wow, says Soo Young. Where did you get all that trash? We picked it up on the way, I say. Dr. Jung smiles at me and Tiny. That's a good way to celebrate Earth Day. I didn't think of it that way. I guess you're right, I say. It was all Tiny's idea. After we empty the garbage into a big dumpster, Dr. Jung asks if we can help him plant some trees in the park. Tiny and I agree. Can we use your wagon to carry the trees from my truck to the far side of the park? Dr. Jung asks. Of course, I say. We load up all the little trees into the wagon. Dr. Jung sighs as he looks in the back of the truck. I forgot the shovels, he says. How can we plant trees without shovels to dig up the dirt? Oh, I know a way, I say. Dr. Jung shows us where he plans to put the trees. Okay, Tiny, I say, dig here. Tiny is so happy to help that he digs and digs. Stop, Tiny, stop! That's too big of a hole. But Tiny doesn't hear me. His head is too deep in the hole. Finally, I get him to stop digging. Dr. Jong and Su Young are covered in dirt. I tell them we are sorry. Dr. Jong and Su Young just laugh. I guess you were right, says Dr. Jong. We certainly don't need shovels with Tiny around. Tiny helps us refill the big hole so that it's just a little hole. Tiny digs some more small holes for the other trees. Then we plant the trees and water them. Thanks for your help today, Dr. Jong says to Tiny, patting him on the head. You're a great digger. We couldn't have done it without you. Woof! Happy Earth Day, Tiny. And that's the end of the book. Give yourselves a round of applause because we finished our first book, and now it is time for our second book, Fancy Nancy, Every Day is Earth Day, written by Jane O'Connor. Pictures based on the art of Robin Price Glasser. I do not like the color green very much. You can tell by my crayons. The green one looks almost new. But I adore being green. Adore is fancy for really, really loving someone. Being green means taking care of our planet. Miss Glass asks, who can tell us about Earth Day? I wave my hand and say, it's like a holiday for our planet. That's right, says Miss Glass, but I like to think that every day is Earth Day. Our class discusses rules for being green. Discuss means to talk, only it's fancier and more serious. Then we write the rules down. At home, I am shocked. I see that my family needs to be much greener. My dad is about to drive to the supermarket. Dad, I say, the green rule is less than a mile, bike in style. At the checkout line, the guy asks my dad if we want paper or plastic bags. I say to my dad, please take note. Always bring a tote. Tote is fancy for shopping bag. Look at the tote. Later that night, it gets cold. My mom wants to turn up the heat. No, Mom, I say. It's better to wear a sweater. In the morning, I stand outside the bathroom. Very soon I shout, Dad, don't waste water. Get clean, but stay green. At school, we each make a poster. Robert says, we are like superheroes. We are protecting planet Earth. that night, I see that my mom's computer is on. Right away, I turn it off. My mom comes into the room. She sees the blank screen. "Why did you do that?" she asks. I tell her she is wasting energy. "I was writing something for work," my mom says. "I just went to get my glasses. Now I lost everything I wrote. I have to start all over." She is very irritated. That is fancy for mad. "But how was I to know? I'm just protecting the planet." I tell my sister not to run water while she brushes her teeth. I remind my parents to turn off lights in empty rooms. Before bed, I go into my sister's room. I start to turn off her lamp. "Oh no," my mom says. "Your sister is afraid of the dark. She likes the light on." Soon, my sister is asleep. Now she does not need the light on. I tiptoe into her room and turn off her light. In the middle of the night, I wake up. I hear my sister crying. What is wrong? "Your sister woke up and got scared," Dad says. "She was alone in the dark. Did you turn off her lamp?" "Yes," I say. "I'm so sorry. I didn't think she would wake up." I start crying too. The next morning, my parents say, "It is important to be green, and we will try harder. But you must not be so bossy, and you must be flexible." That is the opposite of stubborn. At school, I perk up. Miss Glass adores my poster. My green crayon does not look new anymore. My family really is greener now. Tonight at dinner, we use candles, not light bulbs. And we use cloth napkins, not paper ones. Guess what? Being green can also be very fancy. And that is the end of the book. Thank you so much for tuning in to Storytime with Miss Joy today. Happy Earth Day, and always remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Bye-bye.